Hey guys, good evening to you all, or good afternoon probably for most of you, or good morning for those of you down under. Anyway, I thought I'd bring you this little update. It's a few days since I talked about my copyright strike that that my channel erroneously gained from Steve Holder, the author of the Summer Wells book, The Dark Truth, the chilling story of the Summer Wells disappearance, or something, words to that effect. I do paraphrase. And I hope that you like my little play on words there in the title of this live stream. Can't copyright strike someone for a title. Anyway, make sure to tell us the dark truth, the whole dark truth, and nothing but the dark truth. I absolutely will. Yeah, the suspense has been killing me as well. It's been killing me as well. Not just yet, Holly, but I think very much that it will be. It's been a little bit of a trial and a tribulation to get to the point that I'm at right now. So I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. But hello, everyone. Hi, Laura. Liplock no more. Hope your copyright strike is going well as well. It's going to be good. It's only a little update, but because Steve Holder has drawn attention to himself by, he's just drawn attention to himself by copyright striking me. I didn't care about the guy before. I had nothing to say about the guy before. All I did was a book review. I've looked into him. I've got some information. And honestly, the story that he's given on his little bio on Amazon largely checks out. So there's nothing dark and dingy about his past I can find at the moment. But I've got this little article of what he said when he was a congressional candidate that I chuckled about. So I'm going to share that with you. And but hello, everyone. Hello. I know. But for those of you who don't know the story, let me fill you in. Pass the snacks around. Yeah, pass the snacks. Get the popcorn out. Well, yeah, but I wouldn't have done if none of this had happened. He's just been his own worst enemy. Anyway, so the story's this. I'll very, very briefly just recap for anybody who doesn't know what on earth went on. All right, so 19th of July, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video book reviewing Steve Holder's Dark Truth book. I hadn't read it all. I'd been listening to Litlock No More's readings of them. And then I did manage to read it. But after this book review that I gave, I did manage to read it because Squaltip put the whole thing on her YouTube channel. I assume she's been copyright struck as well, although I haven't heard from her, so I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Yes, he was. He was. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right. We'll get there, though. Let me tell you this first. So I made this video, 100% my content, and I got a copyright strike. And what you can see on your screen right here is YouTube last Thursday informing me that I got a copyright strike on my video, which was titled the same as his book, but it was 100% my content. It was me walking through the woods with my dogs, as I usually do. And indeed, I was that confident that the content was all my own that I replayed the video, the very video that had been struck and has been taken off this channel. YouTube takes it down when you get a copyright strike. It's a strike against your channel. If you get 3 strikes, you're out. Your channel's gone. Your channel just gets deleted. So it's a serious matter, right? It's not something you just take and lie down and go, oh, okay then. No, it's potentially serious because if you get 3 of these, if somebody is that vindictive that they'll strike you 3 times, then your channel's gone. And then you have to fight to get your entire channel back. You don't have to just fight to get one video back. You fight to get your entire channel back. And sometimes you don't win and your channel's just gone. So it's important. It's important for the principle of the matter as well. And this is why I'm fighting this strike, because it's important that people can't come along and do this. Just because they don't like your content, just because they don't like the fact that I gave him a negative book review. I mean, I was very fair. I was very fair, to be honest. And much of it was talking about making money off true crime. About half of the video was about making money off true crime. Anyway, I got this strike Thursday. Thursday night, I replayed the video in a live stream over on my other channel, Michelle Walks. So you can go and check that out, and you can go and watch the video. You can watch the entire video with my commentary to prove beyond any doubt whatsoever, reasonable or otherwise, that this was 100% my content. Yes, Laurie Vallow, I watched that. I did mean to go live a little bit earlier, like it's gone 9 o'clock in my country, 9 p.m. But yeah, I got hooked on the Laurie Vallow sentencing. I just logged onto YouTube, and there it was. It had just started. Oh, the victim impact statements. If I didn't have a cold, stony heart, I would have been incredibly moved by those victim impact statements. They were really, really impactful. And that defense lawyer, keep objecting. He just needed to sit down and put some tape over his mouth or something. I don't know. Anyway, so she has been sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms with no possibility of parole, plus 14 years for the grand theft. And she's got a bunch of fines to pay as well. So good riddance, Laurie. Bye-bye. Oh, and she spoke. If you haven't seen it, go and listen to it, right? If not just for what she said in court. She had absolutely no remorse. She said she'd done nothing wrong. She said that her children, JJ and Tylee, visited her and were happy and were very busy in heaven. And she just wanted to go to heaven because when Tylee was born, she went to heaven because she died when Tylee was born for a little while. Presumably she had complications or something. But her sister, who's already in heaven, told her she had to come back. So she came back. Regretfully, she came back. You know, she should have just stayed dead if she was liking it so much. But anyway, so yeah. And also Tammy, her beloved sister in spirit, is also very happy and very busy in heaven. So the judge completely lambasted her and said, "You have no remorse. You have shown no remorse to this court today." Oh dear. I just wish the judge had been like Judge Newman, you know, from the Alex Murdoch trial. Oh, Judge Newman would have been proper snarky. Anyway, I just saw comments about Laurie in the chat, so I've gone off on a complete tangent. So back to the matter at hand. All right, so if you want to see that video, go over to Michelle Walks, and I think it's my latest live stream on that channel. And I played the entire video. So it's all my content. It's me talking 100% all the way through it, me walking through the woods. I showed his book advert on Amazon, which is not owned by him. It's owned by Amazon. I showed a little bit of the swimming hole video from Candice. So that's Candice's content, not Steve's. I showed a screenshot from Litlock No More's channel, which is Litlock No More's content, not Steve's. What else did I show? A screenshot from findsummerwells.com and a little snippet, and I read a paragraph from medium.com, none of which is Steve Holder's content. The reason why I showed findsummerwells.com and medium.com was because he has basically plagiarized from those 2 websites, among others. All right. So that's how it started. So I wrote to YouTube, when you get a copyright strike, you are allowed to counter notify. So you're basically telling YouTube, I'm fighting this strike. I don't agree, and I can prove that the content's mine. So I wrote this little blurb to them last Thursday. And I just basically said, this is not the property of the or content of the person who submitted the copyright strike, blah, 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 blah. I swear under penalty of perjury, good faith belief, the material removed due to a mistaken or misidentification of the material to be removed or disabled. So none of it was Steve's. None of it was Steve's. Not one second of the content in that video belonged to Steve Holder. However, about 24 hours later, YouTube wrote this to me, saying, unfortunately, it's unclear whether you have a valid reason for filing a counter notification. So they rejected, this was Friday, they rejected my counter notification because they said it was unclear. So I wrote to them again, because you're allowed to reapply, I guess. If your counter notification is rejected, you're allowed to reapply, presumably as many times as you want. So I wrote to them again, and I read this out in a live stream Friday. So a live stream on this channel Friday. I read to them, I read to you guys what I'd written to YouTube. So very detailed. I counter notified via their system, and I also emailed YouTube. YouTube copyright has its own email, so I emailed them, and I also did their system, went through their system, their checkboxes and stuff, and I got another identical. It's unclear whether you've got a valid reason. So I was like, oh dear God. So by this point, it's weekend. All right. So I thought, I'm going to approach this from a different angle. I'm going to write to Steve. I'm going to write to Steve Holder. So I did. So that's the recap. Everything now that you're hearing, you haven't heard before. Right, so everything previous is either on the live stream with the video playing on Michelle Walks, and the text that's on the screen right now, I read it to you on the live stream on Friday. So Saturday morning, bright and early, I found an email address for Steve Holder, and I wrote to him. And this is what I wrote. So this is the email that I wrote to him, because if you copyright strike someone, yes, it's an automated reply. Yes, it is. But I also emailed YouTube copyright, and that inbox is staffed by actual humans. And I have written to that address before and had a reply. So I know it's an actual box that humans have access to. But yeah, they're just automated responses. It's bots doing the work of humans and not doing it right. Anyway, so if you, unclear is not an answer. Exactly. It's not. I've got an answer now, though, just to, put your mind at ease. If the suspense is killing you, I've got an answer now. Okay, so Saturday morning, I wrote an email to Steve, because if Steve had genuinely made a mistake and, didn't understand the copyright system, didn't understand copyright law, I was just mad because I'd given him a bad review, he has the opportunity to retract the strike. He can literally click a button on his YouTube to retract the strike. So YouTube actually recommends that you contact the person that struck you. That's one of your options. So I wrote to Steve, dear Dr. Holder. I even used doctor. I should have said Dr. Reverend Holder, I guess, but anyway. Couple of days ago, you erroneously copyright struck one of my videos. I am currently navigating YouTube's awkward system to counter notify you that I am disputing your copyright strike on my video filmed, edited, and uploaded on the 19th of July 2023. I have attached a screenshot to this email proving to you that the original unedited file is mine, as is the MP4 file created and uploaded post edits. And I also showed you, I've got them on the next slide, but I showed you in my live stream on Friday the metadata of the unedited file and the edited file with the date, time. The unedited file even has the details from my iPhone on it. It's my iPhone account. Okay. All right. YouTube recommends I contact you privately to discuss the issue, and this is my formal request to you to retract the erroneous copyright strike that you made on a video that is 100% my original content. The link to the URL of the video that you struck is this, and that URL just takes you to the video, but saying this has been copyright struck by Steve Holder. That's basically what it says. I have done a couple of live streams, one on Michelle After Dark and one on Michelle Walks, which detail in, I believe, an easy to understand way why your striking of a video on my channel is erroneous. Please watch those videos if you haven't seen them. If you made a mistake due to misunderstanding of copyright law, I am happy to accept your apology and retraction of the strike with no further argument or action. That particular ball is in your court, and I've provided him the links to the live stream on Michelle Walks from Thursday and the live stream from Michelle After Dark on Friday. I'm being more than helpful here. I'm also inviting you to appear live on my channel to debate the Summer Wells case so he can have a free advert for his book, right? Debate me, bro. Debate me, bro. I am flexible on the date and time of this debate. I am happy to talk about discussion points to be debated ahead of time. Anyway, in relation to the copyright strike, I have copied below the details to which I am currently awaiting a reply from YouTube Copyright. This written documentation, alongside the live stream content, in my opinion, is ample to prove to you that I did not use any of your content from either of your YouTube channels, because at the time he had two, your other social media, or your book. I didn't even read anything from his book because I'm not in possession of his book. So I didn't even read anything from his book. The paragraph I read that's in his book was actually from medium.com because he plagiarized from medium.com. I don't know how on earth this guy has not been struck by like Medium and WJHL have not said anything. Like, he's charging for content that they wrote. It's insane. If you have information that you believe disputes my claim that the content of the video you struck is, believe the content that you struck is, I should have said isn't mine, and in fact proves that the content is yours, please provide it at your earliest convenience to this email address. Below are the written details currently sitting in YouTube Copyright's inbox. Screenshot of my video files, metadata attached. I look forward to hearing from you soon to resolve this matter. Dr. Michelle Law, CC, YouTube Copyright for their reference. So that's the complete email. I thought that was a very polite response. I don't know. Maybe someone should tell him. Maybe someone should tell him. That's a good point. They might not even know. I know. I'm going to show exactly where these degrees have come from. Oh dear. So I sent him that as well, that I'd sent to YouTube. So he's in possession of all that text. detailing every single piece of content and where it came from Amazon, Find Somewhere Else, Medium.com. I played the police dispatch call. I played a few seconds of the swimming hole video from Candice, none of which is owned by Steve. None of it is owned by Steve. Okay. And then in an attachment, I screenshotted the unedited file. I know you can't read that, it's too small, but it gives the date and the time that the file was created. And it tells you that it comes from Michelle's iPhone. That's the unedited file. And then 3 hours later, I produced an MP4, which is the edited file. That is this file plus any additions that I made, you know, like adding a screenshot in from here, a screenshot in from there, a paragraph from medium.com, etc., etc. All right. Okay. Guess what I got in response from Steve? Do you want to give it a guess? What response I got from Steve? Put a 1 in the chat if you think I got a response. Put a 2 in the chat if you think I didn't get a response. So 0, no. So 2s, there's a few 1s, some 2s and 1s. So it's kind of split. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So you got some 1s. You're about half and half, I think, here. 2, 2, 2. I think slightly more 2s than 1s. Thank you. Who's super chatted me? It's not come through yet. Weird. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Thank you so much, Serial Boomer, for the $9.99. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Do a poll. I can't do a poll. I'm not on YouTube. I've not got YouTube fired up. I'm just on StreamYard. Well, I'll tell you this. I've got no response from Steve. As of recording this live stream, I've not had a response from Steve. Now, the email address was from his channel, from his about page on his channel. So maybe he doesn't check that inbox. I don't know. Maybe I don't check emails very often. I've told you before, if you've sent me an email, I always apologize. It takes me like a month to even read them. So it could well be that Steve doesn't check his emails very often, and that's fair enough. All right. But, you know, he's also not going to see YouTube's email. Anyway, so this morning I decided to give YouTube's counter notification system another go for the 3rd time. I emailed YouTube. Well, I did it via their system because they have this automated system. You click buttons and you go through and you get to write whatever. Then you click some buttons confirming stuff. So I did that again for the 3rd time. And I thought, what am I going to say? Because the last time I wrote to them, I wrote this big, long thing. I went right up to the character limit. You're allowed 2,000 characters. I went right up to the character limit. And I think I took out some like spaces and stuff to make it fit. So I thought, well, how can I do this? How can I get them to believe me? So I decided to keep it short and sweet and wrote this and appealed to them. I just appealed to them. So I said, this is the 3rd time I've tried to counter the copyright strike that was erroneously given by claimant Steve Holder. My previously 2 My previous 2 counters have been rejected and I don't understand why. I've attempted to contact the claimant privately and received no response. I've also emailed YouTube copyright with no response. I am now at a loss of what I have to do to have my strike retracted. In previous correspondence with you, I have outlined in detail how the video that was erroneously struck is 100% filmed, spoken and edited by me. There is nothing included in that video that is copyright owned by the claimant. The content appears, no content appears in the struck video of Mr. Holder's YouTube channel, which he now appears to have removed from YouTube. Listen, he's removed, his entire channel has gone. His entire channel has gone. I'll show you in a minute when I get through this. I'll show you in a minute. So I told them, there's nothing in my video from his YouTube channel or any of his other social media, because he's got a Facebook, he's got an Instagram. That's what I found anyway. I think he's also got a Twitter. I cannot understand how Mr. Holder has been allowed to strike my video in the first place, given that it's clear that none of the content appears on Mr. Holder's channel or his other social media. Please advise me on how to proceed. I feel this is persecution for no reason. Again, the content of the video is 100% owned by me and none of it owned by Mr. Holder. And then you have to click boxes to swear under penalty of perjury that you have good faith belief that the material removed was a mistake. And also you consent to the jurisdiction of the federal district court, the district where you live. And if you're outside the UK, it's the federal district court of where YouTube lives, to process the court, you know, if it goes to court. He certainly did. He certainly did. And I hope that everybody who has been struck by this guy is fighting it. Because I don't know who else has been struck. I know Liplock No More's been struck. I assume that Squaltit will have been struck because she put his entire book. She must have got the Kindle edition. And she's just filmed the entire book. I assume he struck her as well. I don't know who else he might have struck though, because if he strikes people just for giving him a negative review, then that's a lot of people who have been struck. Well, when he filed the strike, he did have a channel. So, no, you have to be a creator to do the strike. But the striking system is meant to be for people who use your content and pass it off as their own. So you're allowed to use other people's content under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. You're allowed to use other people's content under fair use for commentary, criticism, education, research. There's a whole list of things. So you can play clips from someone else's video. You don't even have to have their permission. You don't have to have their permission. It's the law. But when there's absolutely no content of theirs in your video, how does YouTube allow someone to strike someone else? How? Anyway, this evening, I have received a reply from YouTube, the reply that I was hoping for. So, thank you for your counter notification. It's now been forwarded to the claimant. Steve, you have mail. You have mail, son. You mail from me. You've now got mail from YouTube. So, check your mail. that submitted the copyright removal request. Now that the counter notification has been sent to the claimant, they have 10 US business days from this date to respond. So my video has been down for 4 days now. But Steve has got an extra 10 US business days to respond. No, he's not. No, he's not. We know who Steve is. He's not Tim Mullen, no. They don't look anything alike. So my video has been down for 4 days. He's now got, well, working days in the UK. So 10 working days in the UK will be 2 weeks because you don't include weekends. You don't include Saturdays and Sundays. So basically, he's got 2 weeks. I assume US business days are the same. The claimant must respond. So, Steve, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? This is what you must do now. The claimant must respond with evidence that they've taken legal action against you to keep the content at issue from being reinstated to YouTube. So the ball, you've now got 3 balls in your court, Steve. You can choose ball one, to retract the strike. That would be your easiest thing, just retract the strike. Ball 2 is the debate challenge. Debate me, bro. Now, ball 3 is you need an attorney now, Steve. You need an attorney to prove to YouTube that the content that you struck is yours and not mine. So I hope you've got a good attorney, because there's no attorney in the entirety of the United States that is going to be able to prove in any court, in any land, in any part of the world, that any of that content of that video is yours. There isn't an attorney alive at all in the world who can prove that, because it doesn't exist. That information, that evidence does not exist, because the video is 100% mine. And the clips that I included under fair use from Amazon, Medium, Find Somewhere Else, a screenshot from Lip Lock No More, a part of the swimming hole video from Candice, the police dispatch call, Hawkins County dispatch call, all of those were used under fair use. And importantly, none of them are yours. You own the content. You own the copyright of none of that content. Thank you, Hawaii 20, for the 1999. Thank you to Osmo Lost Income. Thank you. That's very kind of you. He's got 3 balls now. I hope he can juggle. I hope he's good at juggling, because he's got 3 balls in his court now. Now, the easiest way to get rid of all of these balls is to just retract the strike, because then you don't have to prove to YouTube anything. You know, you don't have to prove that any of the content is yours. You don't have to go to the expense of getting an attorney. I'm not going to get an attorney. Why am I not going to get an attorney? Because I'm going to represent myself. Because this is an open and shut case. If this ever went to court, a judge would laugh this. The judge would fall off his bench, or her bench, laughing at this nonsense. He has 0 balls. Well, yeah. The judge would laugh you out of court, Steve. So if you go to all this expense of getting an attorney and then I will invariably win, you will have to pay me damages. Court fees, attorney fees, and damages. Whew, it's going to get expensive, this. It's going to get expensive. The claimant must respond with evidence that they've taken legal action, right? But if they don't, if you don't, Steve, right, don't worry. Nobody's going to come for you. All it means is my video will get reinstated to YouTube. So after 10 US business days, if we don't get a response from the claimant, your content will be reinstated to YouTube. Also, the associated penalties on your channel will be cleared. So my strike will just go away. So, Steve, if you did this out of a mistake, then just admit your mistake and just quietly retract the strike. Apologize. That's all you need to do. Send me an email saying I apologize. Nothing will be done. Nothing else will be done. Right? I'll leave you alone. I'll stop digging into you. I'll stop keep saying debate me, bro, every 2 minutes. I'll just leave you alone if you retract the strike. All right. So removing that one ball, that's all you need to do. But currently, you've got 3 balls that you're juggling. 3 balls in your court now. So, yeah, all you've managed to do is keep my bad review of your book, the negative review of your book, which clearly angered you, off the internet for a couple of weeks, except you haven't, because the very day that you copyright struck me, the very day, within an hour, actually, within an hour of that video being removed from YouTube, I was live. I was live playing the very video that you copyright struck. So the content has never gone away. The content is there, still there. Because I am that confident that not 1 second of that video is yours, belongs to you. So, Steve, all you've done is created this massive juggling act for yourself. So, yeah. Bear in mind that a counter notification is a legal request. This is what I want. I want a legal answer to this. As a result, YouTube must process the counter notification in accordance with the law. Process can take some time, so we kindly ask for your patience during the process. When there are updates on the status of your counter notification, we'll reply to this email to let you know. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So 10 US business days. So that's a couple of weeks. We've got to wait for an answer. That's all. No, don't dox him. Yeah, don't dox him. I mean, look, I've got his address. I'm not going to dox him. Right? You know, don't do anything like that. Don't retaliate. Don't send him nasty messages. Let's keep this all above board. You know. He's just been a very silly boy. Very silly boy. Has he done this to promote the book? Well, I guess you could say, all publicity is good publicity, but I don't really believe that, because the more people have talked about this, I noticed that other channels have also talked about this. It's not really helped his case whatsoever. Not at all. Don't vote for him. Well, that leads me on quite nicely to the next part of this live stream. So just to prove to you that Steve Holder's channel's gone, his channel does not exist. Now, he does have another channel, Friday Night Conversations, I think it's called. Now, he has still got that up. Friday Night Conversations. This is the man himself. This is Steve. Best not play 1 second of that video in case he copyright strikes me again. Dear me. So what has he got on his channel? So he's got a couple of videos. He's got 4 live streams. I do believe I was listening to Ziggy and Burn Barrel, the Burn Barrel show, and apparently he'd done a short against Ziggy. Just like basically parodying. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but he's taking his shorts off. So he's just got these conversations now. So he's got a grand total of 180 subscribers. So, yeah, doing well, doing well. But his main channel, Steve Holder, has gone. Okay. All right. Let me... go to this interesting article that I found from Johnson City Press. So, Steve, are you listening? Although there's some quotes from you in this article, you do not own the copyright. Let me just be very clear. You do not own the copyright for Johnson City Press, even if the article is about you and has got some quotes from you. You do not own the copyright for this. Johnson City Press do, and I am displaying this to you all to under fair use, to talk about, to commentate on your congressional, what would we say, congressional application? What's the word? I don't even know what the word is. Candidate is the word. All right. Here he is. Steve Holder is an independent candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives. So the good people of Tennessee, would you want this guy sitting in Congress representing you? The good people of Tennessee. All right. So this was Johnson City Press. And this was September 27th, 2020. Steve Holder, an independent candidate for Tennessee's 1st District seat in Congress, says his campaign is definitely not politics as usual. So this is a quote from Steve Holder. You do not own the copyright for this quote, Steve. Let's be clear. You do not own the copyright for this quote, even if it came from your mouth, because it's published by Johnson City Press. I am reading this from Johnson City Press under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976. Fair use for commentary, criticism, education, blah-de-blah-de-blah. All right. I'd like to see people take my candidacy. I can't say this word. Candidacy. I can't say it. But I'd like people to take me seriously, even though I don't have a lot of money to spend. The Johnson City resident told the press last week. Well, you see, the fact you don't have a lot of money to spend is a bit concerning, because if you take me to court to prove that the video you stuck is mine, isn't mine, is yours, that's going to be expensive for you, Steve. Attorney fees, you're going to lose. So it's going to be court fees. You're going to pay me damages. You're going to pay me damages to my reputation. You're going to pay me damages to my income. I've got to have deep pockets here. Holder said he doesn't have millions to pump into the race like one of his opponents, Republican nominee Diana Harshbarger, anyway, who reportedly spent more than 1.3 million of her own money to win a contested primary in August. 1.3 million of her own money. She must have wanted that prize very, very, very much. He faces Harshbarger and Democratic candidate Blair Walshingham in the November 3rd election to succeed retiring U.S. Representative Phil Rowe of Johnson City. Okay. Holder describes himself as leaning mostly liberal. noting that he's a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment. Second Amendment right to bear arms, am I right? I'm not a US citizen, so I don't learn this in school, but I believe it's right to bear arms. But anyway, he's a supporter of the Second Amendment, who strongly opposes abortion. How do those things fit in the same sentence? I don't know. I didn't write this. As such, he said he doesn't feel comfortable running for public office as either a Democrat or Republican. He has raised less than $100 for his campaign. Was that intentional? Or would people just not contribute? I don't know. Did you just not have the money? Did you not have any more than $100? Or did you not want to put any of your own money in? Or did you do a GoFundMe or something like that to raise funds and you just didn't raise very much? Or was it strategic that you just weren't going to spend anything on your campaign because it was, it wasn't politics as usual? If so, I've got respect for you, honestly. I do have respect. Because it seems to be in politics, not that this is a political debate in any way, shape or form, but it seems to be that in politics, it's those with the money that get elected because they can spend more. I mean, in the UK, it's the same. Like there's rules and stuff about how much parties can spend on election campaigns, but they always get through the back door and yeah, whatever. So if it was intentional that you were basically going to campaign with less than $100, then I respect you. I respect you for it. Okay. Said he doesn't plan to spend any more than that on the race. Holder said he is conducting his campaign mostly by word of mouth and on social media. The independent candidate said his campaign hopes to answer the question, is there any integrity left out there? Or has politics become all about money? Well, in my opinion, politics is about money. But in answering the question, is there any integrity left out there? I'll throw that right back at you, Steve, because what you need right now in relation to this copyright strike is some integrity. You need to eat some humble pie and you need some integrity to do the decent thing and retract the strike. Or you can just wait 10 days and prove to YouTube that the video content is yours and not mine. If so, we're going to court. I'll see you there. I'll see you there and I'll win and you'll pay me damages. Just saying. All right. Holder said the congressional race is entire. Oh, I can't even read. Holder said the congressional race is an entry into politics. So he's never done any politics before and decides to run for Congress. All right. Okay. All right. He said government should be, as he learned in school, for people by the people. I agree with you. I agree with you. Our country is in a mess. Mine too. And it needs someone like me in Congress who is not a millionaire or a billionaire, he said. He said he was born in Kingsport. He was. But he grew up in Johnson City. He did. After 2 years in the army. Now, this is a thing I can't verify. We're going to get into Steve's background here now, courtesy of the Johnson City Press. Open the door into talking about his background. So I can't find any military records for Steve Holder. Having said that, I've only looked on the military records on ancestry.com. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I don't know. I hope so. If he's taking me to court, I hope he's got a little bit more money than... Anyway, all right. Now, like I said, I have only looked on the military records on Amazon.com, and they are not complete. All right. I know this because my great-grandfather, who was in the First World War, he fought at the Battle of the Somme and survived. I know for a fact he was a soldier in the First World War. I've got his medals. I've got his medals in my house. All right. And I can't find my great-grandfather in the military records on Ancestry.com. So just because his name doesn't appear in the years that he said he was in the army doesn't mean to say he's lying. Let's be clear. The military records on Ancestry.com are not complete by any stretch of the imagination. My great-grandfather should be in them, and he isn't. I don't know why. So that's... I guess I could dig deeper and find his military service. If so, then he did what he did. I don't know. But that's the only thing I can't confirm. It's the only thing I can't confirm from what he said in his blurb on Amazon and what he said in his blurb on other sites as well. So after 2 years in the army, Holder said he earned a bachelor's degree from Milligan College. So Milligan College, this is Milligan College. This is Milligan College right here, Milligan University. So it's a Christ-centered liberal arts university in Johnson City, boasting a close-knit community, 355-acre picturesque campus, and over 100 majors, minors, and other degree offerings. Over 150 years, Milligan has educated men and women to lead and serve. So that's Milligan. So it's recognised for quality and value. It's ranked number 12 amongst best regional universities in the South by US News and World Report, and number 2 amongst best value schools. So that's it. That's where he did his degree. And received a doctorate in ministry from the Spirit of Truth Institute. Now, this thing's weird. No. This is the Spirit of Truth Institute. So, this text here was written in 2009. So I did try to find something more recent from the Spirit of Truth Institute, and I have, but I'll show you that in a minute because it's really difficult to read the updated version. So I'm going to read this anyway. So Dr. Paul Richardson is the founder and chancellor of the Spirit of Truth Institute, or SOTI. Calling it SOTI, but I don't know. In one of his books, The Love Book, Richardson recounts his early life and the experiences that led him into the ministry. As a young adult, he was an atheist and became involved in street robbery. While incarcerated for his criminal activity, he served a 10-year prison sentence. It was during this period he was saved and began to preach ministry. So, prison religion, anyone? So he's paroled in 1966, later received a pardon. Great. All right. So what? It wasn't him, was it not? I don't know. First set of books, he formed the basis, blah, 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 blah. So this is the dude who set up the Spirit of Truth Institute. So the requirements for enrolling, you need a diploma from high school, passing the general educational development test, or be a mature individual with a demonstrated aptitude and capacity for doing the required work. Well, he'd already got a degree from Milligan University, so okay. I mean, I haven't got his degree certificate. I can't prove that he actually got a degree. All I can prove is that these places exist, right? And, you know, I can't break into Steve's house and find his degree certificate from way back when. All right. So, Spirit of Truth Institute provides Bible college programs for lay Christian workers and seminary training for experienced ministers. The introductory courses offered are for Christians who wish to learn. Okay. More advanced courses are offered for ministerial students who already have a basic working knowledge of the Bible and are seeking to develop. Okay. So, You basically learn what you want, self-directed learning. You don't attend a university campus or take classes online, so you do it all yourself. Lectures are available in booklet form and are prepared on a CD. So it's similar to the Open University in the UK, I think, that type of thing. The school offers degrees of all levels, including Bible diplomas, associate, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in a variety of areas. These include Bible studies, Christian apologetics, Christian counseling, Christian education, journalism, Christology. Christology, I've never heard that. Counseling and communication, a whole bunch of things. Right? Upon completion, you're invited to blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's the Spirit of Truth Institute. Now, like I said, this hadn't been updated since 2009, so I wanted to find something a little bit more updated, and I think this is a little bit more updated. I'm not sure, but I can't read it. Like this website, I just can't read it. But it's the same place anyway. So, but what it does include is where this place is accredited by, because anybody can set up a school. Anybody can set up anything, and say, oh, we're offering these certificates, we're offering these degrees. But unless it's actually accredited by somewhere, I'm guessing Christology is the study of Christ. Yeah, I'm guessing. But unless it's accredited by a governing body of some kind that oversees the quality, universities in the UK, I've worked for 2 universities in the UK, and I've been an external examiner for 2 others. There's checks and balances, like psychology degrees are accredited by the British Psychological Society, and each degree program is assessed by a number of external examiners. I was an external examiner, like I said. So I worked at 2 universities. I was an examiner at 2 universities. And the accreditation that is gained has to be reapplied for, constantly reapplied for. And there's rules and stuff that make sure that students have the quality and the content that they are actually paying for, right? So I was leery of the Spirit of Truth Institute, thinking, oh, it's just some uncredited place. But it seems not. Now, the Spirit of Truth Institute is registered with the Commonwealth of Virginia Council of Higher Education, which is, I've got it here, this one, which is this, State Council of Higher Education for Virginia. So that's an actual thing. So the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia is the Commonwealth of Virginia's coordinating agency of higher education. As an entity of the Commonwealth of Virginia government, SHEV exists to serve the public interest and assist the state system of higher education. So this Spirit of Truth Institute says it's accredited, or registered at least, with the Commonwealth of Virginia Council of Higher Education. Now, just because it's registered doesn't mean to say that all of its degree programs are going to be accredited by that institution. Now, obviously, I'm not a resident of Virginia. I've got no idea how strict the Council of Higher Education in Virginia is. I don't know whether they do site visits. Certainly accreditation of programs in my country at universities, there's site visits. There's a whole bunch of paperwork involved and continual communication with that governing body to make sure that your programs are up to scratch, and continual communication and submission of paperwork. Oh God, the admin! I'm having cold chills thinking about the admin that I had to complete in the degree programs that I taught on, and more importantly, as an external examiner who was accrediting the programs from other universities, the paperwork I had to complete to prove that I'd done the work that I'd done. It's all paperwork. So I don't know whether this place, the Commonwealth of Virginia of Higher Education, is just an easy register, or whether they do all of the checks and balances, site visits, all sorts of things that we do over here. I have no idea. All I can tell you is that the Spirit of Truth Institute says that it's registered by this place. Also, it's accredited by the American Accredited Association of Theological Institutions of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, which is this. So, American Accrediting Association of Theological, enhancing the quality and credibility of biblical higher education institutions, helping smaller Bible colleges since 1983. So this is the accrediting institution. So it's registered with the Virginia, whatever it's called, State Council of Higher Education. It's registered here, but the accreditation comes from here. The accreditation of the programs comes from here. This is what I'm understanding. So this Spirit of Truth Institute, if they say, I mean, they're not going to put online something that isn't true, are they? I mean, I guess they might, but they're not going to get away with it, because I'm pretty sure that students who want to spend their money on a degree program for this institution, at least some of them will check out the accreditation. Right? I'm sure they will. I don't know anything about Bible colleges. It's not something we have over here in the UK. I don't have a frame of reference. Like, you can do theology as a degree course, but it's from a university. We don't have Bible colleges. So I can't say, all right, the Bible colleges in the UK, this is what happens, and it may be similar in this instance. I can't say that. I don't know. So I'm going to say, on at face value, he's talking in his profiles, his author profiles on Amazon, and there's various other sites, that he's citing places that actually exist. All right. Now, I can't prove that he has a degree from Milligan College. I can't prove that he has a doctorate from the Spirit of Truth Institute. Can you? I guess, if anybody's done any deeper diving into it. I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about Bible colleges. I say I don't know. I can't say that they're sketchy. I have no idea. All I can say is that just doing a surface level search and just following some links, it checks out. But what we don't have is, does Steve Holder have the degrees he says he does? Like, I can show you my PhD certificate. I can show you my actual PhD, like the book, the big, thick book that it is. I can show you that. And I can show you my certificate. I can show you my degree certificate. show you my doctoral certificate. And so there's only one person actually who asked me, and it's not been in true crime. It was in my old life when I used to debate people on the internet, and somebody didn't believe that I had a PhD. So I proved it. I just went online and said, here it is, and held it up to the camera. There's my PhD certificate. And that was that. All right. Can you fake a PhD certificate? Sure you can. Sure you can. But without actually seeing the certificate, I can't prove whether he's got these degrees or whether he doesn't. Now, obviously, if Steve wants to come online and show us his certificates as proof, then that will put this issue to bed. But at surface level, what he says he has, at least these places exist. And this Spirit of Truth Institute does appear to have an accreditation. So in my email to him, I addressed him as Dr. Holder, because unless I absolutely know that he's not really a doctor, I will address him as Dr. Holder. Or whether I should address him as Reverend Holder, I don't know. I don't know. I know I was calling Mr. Holder before. In my live on Friday, I was calling him Mr. Holder, but I should have been calling him Dr. Holder. Unless I can prove otherwise, then I'll say that his qualifications are from an institution. He says are from an institution that has an accrediting body. What that means. So he's not a doctor. It's not a nationally accredited college. Interesting. Does it need to be? Does it need to be? You see, this is the thing. I don't know. Like in the UK, if a doctoral program is accredited, so in psychology, it's the British Psychological Society. So if a degree program of any level is accredited, then we can say it's a BPS accredited course. It doesn't matter about, well, the BPS is a national thing. In America, you have to have a PhD to be called doctor. Well, presumably either a PhD or an MD. Presumably. Because it's the same in the UK. You can use the title of doctor if you're either a medical doctor, so you have a medical degree, or you have a PhD, which is an academic qualification, which is of the same level and intensity as a medical degree. It's just in a different subject. So you write a thesis. So yes, it needs to be nationally accredited. All right, interesting. So he's not actually a doctor. All right. Well, well, would this place? And I don't know why I feel like I'm having to stick up for him here, but I'm not. I just want to, I'm interested. I want to learn. So would the American Accredited Association of Theological Institutions not be a national thing? Because that's what the Spirit of Truth Institute claims to be accredited by, is this. So If anybody has the mind to, you know, I don't really have the. I'm going to be honest with you. Here. I don't really care. Oh, I was showing you that. The American... Sorry, I wasn't showing the right screen. This. The American Accredited Association of Theological Studies. Would that not be a national thing? Like, just because it's addresses in North Carolina doesn't mean to say that it's not a national... I mean, to be honest, I didn't even care. I didn't even care who this Steve Holder guy was. I didn't care. He's only... I mean, he's gone on my radar now because he copyright struck me. Hold on a minute. Wait. It says it's not endorsed. Wait, what? Wikipedia says it's not recognized as legitimate. Really? Oh, Wikipedia. Wikipedia comes through. The guy's a fraud. You looked into him completely. What did you find? Hold on. Wikipedia. American Accrediting Association of Theological Studies. Not to be confused with Association of Theological Schools. Okay. So many institutions sought accreditation through various accreditation associations to appeal to a broader set of students, while seeking to provide a semblance of accountability for religious training institutions. ATI is not recognized as an accreditor by either the United States Department of Education or the Council of Higher Education. Interesting. So it is a bit of a... So he's not an actual doctor. Oh, well, I'll go back to calling him Mr. Holder then. See, it's BS. Yeah. Scammer. Boom. You see, sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. Okay, institutions that have claimed a membership in or accredited from ATI include Alpha Omega Bible College, Christian Bible College, Spirit of Truth Institute's not on here, but nice one. Thank you, those of you who were pointing me in the right direction. So it's not an accredited program, or not an accredited... The Spirit of Truth Institute can say it's accredited by this thing, but it doesn't mean anything. So Dr. Cecil Johnson, or Cecil Johnson, the ATI has chosen not to seek endorsement by either EAES or CHEA. So that's going to be United States Department of Education or the Council of Higher Education accreditation. So they tell you. So that's Council of... So Council for Higher Education Accreditation is that one. I don't know what ES is. So yeah. So yeah, it's not an accredited course or institution. So if your institution's not accredited by anybody, then like anybody can set up, you could set up a school in your shed if you wanted to and call it the School of Hard Knocks or something. And you could get people to do lectures and you could, talk to them about all sorts of things and give them a certificate at the end. Thank you, Litlock No More. Thank you for the $10. Thank you. It's very kind of you. And if people are willing to pay you for that content, then that's on you. So as long as the School of Chances, so as long as you are upfront and saying this is not accredited by a nationally accredited place, then you're paying that money, aren't you? You're paying that money because you want to pay that money. You're not being scammed if it's upfront that they're not an accredited place by the appropriate accrediting body, if that makes sense. I made your day. So, I mean, this place is a genuine place. So this Milligan College, I'm assuming it is. History and Heritage. There's your history lesson. What does it tell us about its accreditation? Consumer info. Accreditation. Fully accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and School Commission on Colleges. Okay. National recognition. All right. Accreditation. Accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools to award. So what's that? Oh, I don't know what I did there. Southern Association of Colleges and Schools is the body of accreditation for degree granting higher education institutions in the southern states. It serves as common denominator, blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming that's genuine. I'm assuming that's a genuine thing. If not, then he doesn't even have a degree. I'm going to the University of Snark. Register. He took his channel down. I know he did. I know he did. Michelle After the Dark Truth. That's a good one. That's a good one. Milligan's genuine. Yeah, I thought so. It looked genuine. It didn't look like it just been like put up in 2009 by some random person. It did look like an actual college. Yeah, maybe I need to attend that. I don't have very much common sense. I've got book smarts, but I don't have any common sense. Did he graduate? Good question. That's like we can research these institutions and say, well, that one's genuine, that one isn't. We can say that, but we don't know if he actually graduated. We've not seen his degree certificate. We don't know. So all he would need to do is come online and hold up his degree certificate and say, there you go. I agree. I got a degree. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Thank you. Toggle Tran. Well, he's not a doctor. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Not a real one, anyway. Not a real one. The University of Snark is 100% fact-based. So the other thing I can't find, like I said before, is his military record, but that doesn't mean to say he doesn't have one, because I know for a fact, 100% fact, that Ancestry.com military records are not complete. My great-grandfather was in the First World War. I've got his medals in my house. I think they're even in this room if I looked for them. And his name does not appear in the military records on Ancestry.com. I just don't think they're complete. I think maybe First World War records are not complete because a lot have been lost or destroyed. But Steve Holder says he was in can't remember what battalion he said he was in between 1972 and 1974. So that's not old records. You would imagine that military records of that age are not going to be destroyed, but it might be that they've not been put into an online format yet, which is another thing that probably will happen eventually. 101 airborne. Yeah, okay, that sounds about right. Let's have a look. Just 101 airborne division. I'll have to look into that. I'm not going to do it right now. I think it's this, 101st Airborne. Maybe. But what they did in the 1970s is anyone's guess. I mean, I don't know whether he actually saw military action. I have no idea if he ever saw military action, or whether he just trained with them for a couple of years. Yeah, he was born in 1954. I don't think that's doxing, is it? To say the year someone was born. That's true. That's true. Just have to keep going. Well, 4-3 has military records. I don't know if it's 3. It used to be. I mean, Ancestry.com pulls military records from a bunch of places. Search all records, military records. So you can narrow by category: draft, enlistment, service, casualties, soldier, veteran, prisoner, blah, blah, blah. Pension histories. So it pulls the records from a variety of places. But like I said, if they're not online, if those particular sets of records have not been put online, then it can't draw them from it, can it? So British Army, they're all US, World War II. It may just be that the relevant records have just not been put online yet. So I'm not going to say that he's lying about that. I would never say that he's lying unless I can absolutely 100% prove that he's lying, but I can't say that. Can he come into your chat or is he blocked? Who? Steve? No, he's not blocked. It's subscribers only though. It will mean that he's not subscribed to the channel. That's why anybody who's not subscribed to the channel can't chat. We certainly have. We've given him a lot of free advertising. We certainly have. But like I said, I don't care. I don't care about this guy. I don't care about him. I don't care. He could have a glittering military career. He could have a double doctorate from Stanford and Harvard. He could have all of these things, and I still wouldn't care. Or it could be just a regular Joe who decided to write a book, and I wouldn't care. I don't care. The only reason why he's on my radar at all is because he copyright struck me. And he shouldn't have done. He should not have done. And he cannot win. He cannot win the action that he... Oops. Had to stream. Wrong one, that one. He cannot win. Because none of that content in that video is owned by him. None of it, not 1 second of it. So let's read this again. This is what I received today from YouTube. Thank you for your counter notification. It's now been forwarded to the claimant that submitted the copyright removal request. Now that the counter notification has been sent to the claimant, they have 10 US business days from the date to respond. The claimant must respond with evidence that they've taken legal action against you to keep the content at issue from being reinstated to YouTube. After 10 US business days, if we don't get a response from the claimant, your content will be reinstated to YouTube. Also, the associated penalties on your channel will be cleared. So my strike will be cleared. in 10 US business days, unless Steve Holder can totally prove that the content is actually his and not mine. If so, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that the content is yours, Steve, and not mine? Let's take one more look at this. I'm not going to play it all, but what I will do is just skim through it one last time. One last time. I've just got to find it. So this is the edited version. So this isn't the unedited file. This is the edited. My name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. So I'm just going to skim through it here. You can see the woods near my house. This is the secret woods that some of you who are regulars to my channel know so well. Those are my dogs. Those are my dogs. There's Cassie, there's Noodle, and there's Tilly. Those are my dogs. Unless Steve has 3 identical dogs. Okay, so this is the content from Amazon. So this information that I talk through on here is the content copyright owned by Amazon.com. So it doesn't matter if Steve Holder wrote the blurb for it or designed the title page. It doesn't matter. If it appears on Amazon.com, it is the property of Amazon. The identical secret woods as well. Yeah. Yeah. It's double dogs. So that's the property of Amazon. So far, we've got property of me, property of Amazon, used under fair use. So I talk through this, used under fair use. All right. Then we've got property of me, filmed by me, edited by me, spoken by me, my opinion, my content. Thank you so much. That's very generous. Thank you so much. $49.99. Thank you for all you do. That's very generous of you. You're very, very kind. All right, so let's have a look. All right, back to Amazon. So even if Steve Holder wrote this particular blurb that's on your screen right now, it's still not copyright owned by him. It's on Amazon. I'm reading it from Amazon. Therefore, under fair use, Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, I am allowed to use content from Amazon. I'm reading it from Amazon for commentary, criticism, blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much. You're just so kind. Thank you, Jess. $50 super sticker. Very, very kind. Very generous. I need to add credits. I do. It's obvious. It's obvious it's from Amazon, though. All right. Let's have a look what else we've got. Okay. Keep going here. All right. So dogs again. The Doppel dogs are back. All right. So these are not the woods near my house. These are woods in Northeast Tennessee, and the dogs are Steve Holder's. Jess, welcome to memberships. Welcome, welcome. You're now a member of the Secret Agents Club. Interesting. Interesting. Well, yeah. Okay, so what else have we got here? All right, there's findsummerwells.com. So all I'm saying is, using this as an example, that Steve Holder got some information from findsummerwells.com. He did credit findsummerwells.com with that information. So he doesn't own the copyright for findsummerwells.com. He certainly doesn't own the copyright for Amazon.com. I believe that it will be Tim Mullen that owns the copyright for findsummerwells.com. He seems to run it, so I assume it's his content. But again, using it as an example, just showing you where Steve got his information from. Now, this is medium.com. Now, one of the chapters in Steve's book is from medium.com, this very article. So, medium.com, written by someone called Tatiana Santana. And I read a paragraph from this article. And this appears, now I haven't checked, because I don't have Steve's book. I haven't checked whether it's word for word or whether he's changed some of the words. I don't know. But I read a paragraph from this article here from medium.com, not from Steve's book. Just because Steve put it in his book directly from medium.com doesn't mean to say I read it from his book. Because this on your screen right here, and in the video, the actual video that YouTube took down, I had all the sources in the description box. All the sources. There's not 1 second of this video from Steve's YouTube channel, from his book, or from any of his other social media. Not 1 second. So this is the swimming hole video. So I just played a little bit of the swimming hole video because I was talking about the swimming hole. So I just put a few seconds of the swimming hole video in. We've all seen this. This is from Candice. This is Candice's TikTok. So the copyright belongs to Candice. All right. So using that under fair use. We've all used it probably. Medium.com. I couldn't read the rest because I don't have an account with them. So we move on. Move on. More dogs. More running through the grass. There's the milk jugs photo. That is copyright owned by Candice because it's from her phone. So that'll be Candice that came from. So not Steve Holder. More dogs. Now I've got the dispatch call. Now this is a funny one. Who owns the copyright for the dispatch call? I credit WJHL for this. I always put the WJHL link in. Oh, I've lost it now. There we go. I put there, I've actually got the credit on the screen. It just flipped by there. I always credit WJHL simply because they had it on one of their videos with the translation, with the transcription on. So I always put their details in the description box, but WJHL doesn't own the copyright for it, I'm sure, because the actual content comes from Hawkins County Dispatch, the police dispatch. So they own the copyright, surely, for it. And then WJHL got it from the archive, which is on the website Broadcastify. So anyway, not owned by Steve Holder. Not owned by Steve Holder. More dogs. More dogs. More dogs. Medium.com again. All right, more dogs. Right, this is a screenshot from Lip Lock No More. I think there on the that's a Lip Lock held up the book to the camera. You can actually see her fingers there. So even though I read this paragraph from the back cover, I read it off the screen from this screenshot, that's still not copyright. by Steve Holder, because the screenshot came from Lip Lock No More. So not his dogs, no. Did someone give membership? I can't see it on StreamYard. Hold on, I'll have to log on to YouTube because I've not got my other computer set up. Hold on. Hold on. So you can't see when someone gives memberships, you can't see it. Hold on, let me find it. Whoa, Jess! Jess! 50 memberships. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. Who got them? I can't see who got them. But if you were gifted a membership by Jess, then I can't see them. I think they've probably been and gone, like, by the time I've looked at this, because it only lets you see so much of the chat going back, doesn't it? Wow, that's amazing. But if you got a membership courtesy of Jess, then you Jess, have you just given another 50? Oh my word. Oh my word. Stop now. Thank you. So we've got Robbie, Hindsight, Cammy, Momo. Oh, the chat's going so fast. I can't read everyone's. Jill, Heidi. I can't read everyone's. It's too fast. But thank you. That's so kind of you. It's weird that StreamYard doesn't allow me to see gifted memberships on StreamYard. They need to sort that out. Why can't you find memberships? You have to, if you want a gifted membership, if you want to be in the running to get a gifted membership, if someone gifts, you have to go into your settings and say that you're allowing gifts. And it's annoying that you have to do that for every single channel. So it is annoying. So we've got Sherry, Joan, Miss Marie. So Grandma Sherry says, click the gift box at the top to allow gifts. I think when someone gives memberships, and if you don't have it on for that channel, I think it gives you the option in a box. Oh, really? Mohawk. Once you allow gifted memberships, you can get them from channels you don't watch. Really? That's weird. I just know that I was been gifted memberships on a couple of channels, and I had to add it for each channel. But anyway, All right, back to this. So dogs right to the end now. Dogs right to the end. And I played a little bit of music right at the end. And that's from YouTube's audio library, which is copyright-free music. So not 1 second of this video belongs to Steve Holder. Not 1 second. That's why I am so confident that if Steve put his hand in his pocket, paid for an attorney, took me all the way to a US court, and I just rocked up. I'm just going to rock up in torn leggings and represent myself. I'd be so confident that I'd win because I'd just say, well, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video. Exhibit 1. Here's the video. It will go through. That's it. I've got the actual files. It's insane. Insane. Absolutely insane. Totally crazy. So retract the strike, Steve. Let's have a look. I'm just going to go into my YouTube studio to see if he's retracted the strike. No, of course he hasn't. Of course he hasn't. Of course he hasn't. I've still got an active copyright strike on my channel. All he's got to do is go into his YouTube. Oh, he's deleted his channel. Hold on a minute. So we need to go into his emails. If you're still listening, go into your emails, Steve. Go to the place where you've got your email from YouTube saying that your copyright struck me and retract. That's all you need to do. Retract the strike. Or else wait 10 days and prove to YouTube, in those 10 days, prove to YouTube that the content on your screen right now is yours. Prove it. Prove which minute, which second of content is yours. So we'll go again. Mine. Amazon, used under fair use. We'll go again. Dogs, mine. Amazon, used under fair use. We'll go again. Dogs. Hold on. All right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Findsomewheres.com, used under fair use. Medium.com, read a paragraph from that, used under fair use. TikTok video from Candice Wells, used under fair use. Medium again, dogs. Dispatch call, copyright, probably Hawkins County Dispatch. All right, dogs. Medium again, I think. That and Litlock no more. Screenshot from Litlock no more. Used under fair use. And that's it. Not 1 second is the copyright of Steve Holder. Not 1 second of that video. Yeah, he still has the Friday night conversations. He still has that. But he made the copyright strike. Presumably, it says Steve Holder as the channel name. But he's deleted that entire channel now. But not 1 second of my video came from either his Steve Holder channel or his Friday Night Conversations channel, not 1 second, or any of his other social media, not 1 second. And the entire video was spoken through by me, edited by me, about just under 3 hours of an editing process, all by me. So filmed by me, edited by me, spoken by me, opinions mine, entire content mine. And the bits that are in there are the copyright used under fair use of other places, none of which are copyright owned by Steve Holder. Yeah, he did. He took down the Steve Holder channel. He did. He did. Let me show you. For those just coming in. Hold on a minute. Where am I going? Share screen. Here we go. There you are. Channel does not exist. So I clicked on Steve Holder from Google because I couldn't find it by searching. But his Friday Night Conversations channel does still exist. He's just taken down some videos off it though. What did his YouTube channel cover? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know because I'd never gone to it. I'd never gone to it. I was only informed that he had a channel on Thursday when YouTube sent me the email. I don't know. His Friday Night Conversations channel. Hold on a minute. Let me find it. I had it up before, but I've taken it down. Friday Night Conversations. I can't find that one now either. Oh, spelled it wrong. Duh. Friday Conversation. Here we go. So this is better not play that. Better not play that. It'll copyright strike me. He's got 4 live streams up. So he has guests on. So that's Smiley, isn't it? Smiley from Smiley's World. He did have some shorts up, but he took them down. And then he's got these couple of short videos. So within 10 days. So he's got 10 days. He's got 10 days, 10 business days. So presumably that doesn't include weekends. So it's actually 2 weeks. He's got 2 weeks to show YouTube that he is going to take me to court. So he's got to provide them with evidence that he's taken legal action. If not, if he doesn't respond within 10 US business days, then YouTube will just reinstate my video. Just the one. Just one. Oh, how many did he take down? Sorry. How many videos did he take down? I don't know. I don't know how many he had up there. He had several shorts. I didn't count them. I don't know. The only one I heard was the one he made about Ziggy. I only know that because she played it on her channel. He's got himself in a mess. He totally does. Totally does. Totally does. Got himself in a mess. But only he can get himself out of it now. So anyway, guys, I am going to go. I've been on here nearly 2 hours. So I'm going to go. Steve, if you're still listening, check your mail. Son, you have got mail. You've got mail from me. You've got mail from YouTube. And the offer is there. Debate me, bro. Debate me. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for the donations. You've been incredibly generous. We've got lots and lots of new members. So if you are a new member, courtesy of Jess, or you've joined courtesy of your own pocket, then check out the members' videos. There's several members' lives. There's some short videos there for members as well. So there's quite a bit of content in the members area now. So, yeah, keep you busy. So if you've been gifted a membership, you get the membership for a month, and then it just disappears unless you obviously choose to renew it at your own cost. Yeah, I'm going to be doing another members live soon, maybe next week sometime. I don't know, but soon. All right. Thank you once again for your respectful and very witty comments. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. YouTube's funny. Thank you as always to the mods. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.